you'll hopefully understand. And at the end, when you'll understand that the Viva is very important, that they understand the story, so they'll tell us about it in the Viva. Okay? Right, so can we all start? House lights out, Mike, Rob? Okay.
Equality of legality. And since I'm incapable of behaving like everyone else, and since being the same as everyone else is all the same to me, seeing as I shall certainly end up by killing everyone else, I might as well become a slave, Marubu. A slave? But you're too fat, Marubu! All of it for doing a fat lot of work! Hello! I'll get you, Marubu!
That you must be free. Individual drills in disobedience, blind and unwavering in discipline at all times, constitutes the real strength of all free men. So, arms!
Let's talk in ranks. Let's disobey. So the first on the count of one. So the second on the count of two. So the third on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
As you work, number 1, use your grounded arm. Number 2, surrendered your weapon. Number 3, thrown a rifle 6 paces behind you and try to strike a libertarian attitude. Forward, out. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So,
Alright, look for shit in army.
Hold, I'll have enough. Disobey, and I'll told him. Who is this new recruit? Freer than any of you. Who is invented an answer I've never seen in all 8 years. I've been saying, slow arms.
We obey the command, sir, and not to carry out our slavish duty. I perform the motion of slow arms.
I've explained this piece of drill time and time again, but this is the first time I've ever seen it done properly. Your theoretical knowledge of freedom is greater than mine, since you even go as far to obey my commands. You are the greatest free man of us all. Your name, sir?
Erugu, sometime King of Poland and Aragon.
Oh!
Count of Montague.
Oh!
Count of Sandomir. King of St. Gregory. At present, slave. At your service, Mr.
History, corporal of the 3 men, but 20 ladies at present. The Marquis of Granmeadow. Please remember, I beg you to address me by my title, even if you should find yourself in command over it, which seems likely, since I can tell from your training of the freedom manual channel that you must be a sergeant at least.
Can't help it, sweet, we shall remember, sir. But I have come to this country to be a slave, not to give orders. Although it is true that I was in fact a sergeant once when I was a little boy, and even a captain of dragoons. Can't help it, sweet, farewell.
Farewell, Council Secretary. Good.
My dear, I'm afraid we are rather late. Never call me that, even when there is no one around. Marquis of Condé, a far simpler name you will agree, and one which when pronounced does not make people turn around and stare. People at least address me simply as uncle. Uncle? It really doesn't matter if we're late, as you got me this job through my important connections. As canteen girls as a free men, I have memorized a few of the rules from their freedom training manual. I know my legs, so they are thirsty and don't get anything to drink, and understand all the better how useful it is to have a canteen girl. In fact, they never see you at all. It will be more sensible if you stop coming altogether, and so save your uncle by being roasted by the hot sun on this parade ground every day. Uncle Piss! Oh! Uncle, why don't you simply stay at home then? That would not be proper, niece. You are a young girl, Euphemia. I must keep an eye on the free men, to see that they don't take too many liberties with you. A permissive uncle would be a living scandal. You are not a free woman, you are my niece. I have already arranged with great ingenuity that although it is the custom in this land of the free to go naked, in your case, your décolletage is confined to your feet. Well, that's why you never buy me shoes. Besides, I'm less worried about the free men than I am about your fiancé, the Marquis of Ormeadow. And yet you're giving me a bon his honor this evening? Oh, uncle, hasn't he a gorgeous name? And that is why, dear child, I remind you once again that in his presence it is unseemly for you to call me his sire. Oh, no, I won't forget, uncle.
Those soldiers don't seem to have much cash, so I'd better look for someone else to serve. Ah, here comes a charming maiden, carrying a green silk parasol, accompanied by a respectable-looking gentleman wearing a red ribbon in his buttonhole. Let us endeavour not to alarm him. Oh, stump up by my green candle, sweet child. I take the liberty, your liberty, of offering you my services. A twisting of the nose, extraction of the brain. No, I forgot. I meant to say, polishing of the feet. Oh, but truly, sir, can't you see she's barefoot? Man overall, bring me the polishing up in the polishing box and the polishing brush, and come here and get a good grip of her feet. And as for you, sir, here you are, Ruben, I'm here. But what do you expect to do with your polishing up brush? She's not wearing any shoes. I intend to polish her feet with this special foot polishing brush. I'm a slave, Orange Jumping. No one to prevent me from performing my slavish duty. I shall serve his sister. Count me up, Debray! What senseless brutality! Now she's fainted! And I am dead. I knew I'd be able to make them keep quiet. I can't stand people making a din. Well, now that job's done, I can claim the freedom to learn honestly with the sweat of my brow. Better revive her so she can pay you. Go and find a carriage, Maru. Miserable creature! Can't you even summon up the energy to make your getaway over first? No! I need a large coach in which to install this charming child and see her safely home. Maru! It is not being logical. I don't want to see you turning into an honest man like this and taking your pity out on your victims. You must be on your rocker. And what about this corpse sprawled on the ground for all to see? Are you just going to leave it here? I'm getting rich as usual. I shall carry on with my work as a slave. Come on, let's stop her in the carriage. What about the Saturday's corpse? Into the boat of the carriage. Hallelujah. Up you're getting, off we go. Come on then. Come on. Come in. Oh, jump up now. What are you doing? Don't you want to stop it, Nick? Get a move on. Come in. Come on. Ah, sweet child. In me you behold the most devoted of your slaves. Vouchsafe me just one word, I beg. One word, old strumpet, that I may know you appreciate my services. That wouldn't be at all proper, sir. I must follow my Uncle Pisani's instructions never to allow any man to take liberties with me, except in his presence. Ah, your Uncle Pisani. Don't let that bother you, sweet child. We had the foresight to bring him along with us in the boot of this vehicle. Hey, Thomas! Once said we make a long as it costs, I see no choice between that dreadful couple who have forced themselves upon me as servants. No one answers. Perhaps they didn't have the effrontery to move into the house
What? You sold him to the free men? A servant here? Well then, and that's the Marquess of Grand Meadow.
Madam has gone out. Or to be more exact, this is not one of the days when we're permitted to receive company. I forbid you to see her.
However, I ought you to announce me to your mistress.
First of all, who are you to give orders? Only slaves give orders here. What trade your rank in slavery?
Me, a corporal, a soldier, a slave? I am only a slave to love. Etheria, the future Marquis of Grand Meadow, the lovely canteen girl of the three men, is not only my mistress, but my fiancée, so to speak.
Oh, strong what, sir? I never thought of that. I'm slave of all work here. Thanks for reminding me of my responsibilities.
Hey, you big ninny, what do you think you're up to?
This gentleman who happens to be free will take my place at your side, sweet child.
That's your uncle, he goes out saying I'm to everything I can. Hey, stop bolting that ridiculous way. You've got to have all refreshments from the buffet and you're smothered with jam from eyes down to elbows.
Ah, sweet child, how we revel in worldly pleasures. I was eager to help, but since no one arrived, I had no choice but to eat everything up myself.
Don't touch that man. I want to slay him personally. Don't arrest him.
Orders to obey! No, not together! 1, 2, 3! All to prison! To prison! To prison! Hey! Not here from there, child!
Hey, Paru! I've always shared your bad luck, so now I follow you lying in your good fortune. See, look, you got into trouble again.
We observe with pleasure, gentlemen, the fact that all the wheels of justice have been set in motion in our honour.
Shut up, to get yourself thrown out.
Certainly not. There are guards here, especially to keep me from leaving. And I'm obliged to talk incessantly, since all these people here specifically for the purpose of interrogating me. And now, produce those persons not blush to complain against us.
Bring forward the accused and his accomplice. Your name, prisoner?
Francis Ubu, sometime King of Poland and of Aragon.
Oh.
Doctor of Metaphysics.
Oh.
Count of Montagan. Count of Sandomir, Marquis of St. Gregory.
Alias Ubu.
Victorina Ubu, sometime Queen of Poland.
Alias Ma Ubu.
Pardon, Ma Ubu. Accused, what's your age?
I'm not quite sure. I gave it to my Ubu to keep a long time ago, so long in fact that not only she lost it but her old age as well.
Alfred Oh! Your name?
Marquis of Poland. Alias Basale.
Basale and his niece, Eleutheria Basale.
Oh dear, uncle!
Who was that niece? I'm still your uncle.
The Marquis of Grand Meadow.
Alias Persuade.
Your Honour, pray don't let this trifling incident delay you in the least. Go on, please, and render us the justice which is our due.
Yes, gentlemen. This monster already served by so many crimes. Yes, gentlemen. This honest citizen with an irreproachable record, having extended his vile designs by using a washing up brush on the naked feet of his victim, despite the fact that he went down on his knees to beg for mercy from that infamous trawler, abducted her, aided and abetted by the abominable wife Maubu, the living cheek, forced her into a carriage and found himself locked with his virtuous spouse in the boot of a carriage.
Hey, you there, sir! Shut up, please! You're telling lies and preventing this assembly from hearing all about our magnificent achievements. Yes, do try and keep your ears open and stop kicking up such a row. We have massacred more persons than can be mentioned. We have levied triple taxes. We dream sorely of bloodletting, cash extortion, flaying alive and assassination. And as for Maru, hush, sweet child. She will employ the design of carpet slippers. We trust that our sentence will be for life and that our country holiday may be arranged with some warm sun in seaside resort.
The court is considering its verdict. The court has deliberated. The court condemns Francis Ubu, known as Pa Ubu, to penal servitude for life. He is sentenced to a ball and chain on each ankle and sent to the first available shipment of convicts for the galleys of Solomon, Sultan of the Turks. The court condemns his accomplice, Ma Ubu, to be fitted with one ball and chain and suffer solitary confinement. Hurrah for freedom!
Hooray for slavery!
How, Ubu, with more
alliance. With the aid of this adornment, I'll be able to tread on your toes all the more effectively. Ah, no, please, let me off this
Yes, indeed, lady. The big fat gentleman has arrived in this free country of ours, swearing that he intends to wait on everyone, be everyone's servant, and to use all his arts to turn free men into masters.
On my way back from church just now, I got caught in a huge crowd just outside the prison. Paul is being kept at the state's expense.
Peace be with you.
Finally, out to watch it become a public ceremony.
For the poor prisoners, Pa Ubu has threatened to barricade himself inside the prison with Ma Ubu unless he gets 12 meals a day. It is also declared to throw everyone into the streets stark naked, while he remains sheltered inside.
What? We won't give him a suit. Certainly not.
In that case, peace be with you, sisters. The tribute which is taken and so long to amass. The authorities say the combat comprises of the illustrious Pa Ubu and the notorious Ma Ubu.
Yes, I have heard of this man known as Pa Ubu. He must be a madman or a heretic.
He might prove useful as a sort of amusement for your majesty.
Good. It will all the better in my galleys.
You see what I told you? You're both becoming obedient. It's a couple what's obedient. The office is disciplined drills these days.
Whereas we're standing guard in front of the prison just for the fun of it in these here sentry boxes.
Exactly too.
Besides, we've been strictly forbidden to take shelter inside the sentry boxes.
You are the free men. We are the free men.
Sorry, gentlemen, no entry.
Ew, this gentleman must be the gentleman who guards the king. Well, he shan't get a tip from me, as he won't let English tourists in. Do you think you could persuade His Majesty to come to the door? I should adore to see the king in the flesh. And if you'll do me this favour, I'll give you a big tip as a reward. In the first place, there is no king or no queen, either inside there or anywhere else in the country for that matter. In the second place, the people who are inside aren't allowed out.
You are right. Mr. Foreigner, sir, the king and queen who are in there emerge with their retinue every day, so they can accept tips from English tourists.
Oh, hooray! I am grateful to you for the information. Here's a tip for you to drink my health. Jack, pitch our tent and open some tins of corned beef. We shall camp here while awaiting presence of the king. And the opportunity to kiss the hand of their gracious majesty the queen.
Oh.
Jack, strike our tent and sweep up all the empty tins of corned beef, so that we can receive their majesties with due ceremony.
Long live the king! Long live the king! Hurrah for the king!
Idiot, that's part of my Ubu. Shut up, and we'll get a share of tips and free drinks.
Me shut up? We're free men, aren't we? Long live the king! Hurrah for the king!
Mara Parubu, get out here now.
Oh, Stumper! What's the meaning of all this shouting and banging about? And all these drunken louts, they're as bad as the ones back in Portland! Now they're going to crown me king again and beat them black and blue!
These fine upstanding individuals are not drunk at all. On the contrary, see, here's one all dressed out in gold braid and lace trimmings, who's just come up to get the honour of kissing me right in the hand. Jack, come back here, you naughty boy. The king of this country is a great fat double king. He has two horses which he drags along with his feet instead of carrying them. King of France, similar model. Oh, then the king of this country must be a real hereditary king of ancient lineage. Long live the king!
Long live the king!
Anyone?
1907.
Where was the playwright born, Joe?
Where?
Laval, yes. J. Carroll Woods, what's the name of the playwright? Where was he educated? Anyone? Anyone else? The place, yes? Sorry? Rennes. Right? What is a set of three plays called, Jane?
Oh, sorry, the Theatre of the Absurd.
No, what is a set of three plays called? Anyone? Yes? Anyone? Yes? No, what is a set of three plays called? Anyone in the school?
Trilogy.
A trilogy. Thank you, Sasha. Debbie Connor, how old was Jarry when he first wrote Voodoo Drama? How old was he when he first wrote Voodoo Drama? Anyone? Yes?
15.
There, thank you. When it was rewritten, when was it produced?
1900.
No. Anyone else? Yes?
Is it 1888?
No.
1901.
No.
1890.
Yes, 1896. Thank you, that lady. Right, 1896. Do we say this? What did Jarry die of? Several things.
He died of tuberculosis, meningitis, meningitis,
Yeah.
and drug and drink use.
Yes, absolutely. What type of comedy did Jarry invent?
Theatre of the Absurd.
Yes. What is Theatre of the Absurd?
It's an unusual way of playwriting and performing the play. It's like the actor's imagination is. He's got a very overactive imagination, very creative.
Yes. Anything else? Louise, carry on, because you're on the right track. Anything else, Louise? No, right. Anybody else? Peabody?
Denies logic.
Yes. Denies logic. Anyone else? Yes, Lizzie?
Imagination.
Yes. Anyone else? Yes.
Never serious.
Never serious? Yes.
Be rude.
Can be rude. Anyone else? Yes.
That everything's upside down.
Yes. Anybody else? Saturday? Carly? Yes.
Totally opposite.
Totally the opposite. Yes. Good. So I have to write those down. So that was. Right. Kyra, name any other playwright who also wrote in the absurd style.
Samuel Beckett.
Anyone else? Hang on. Harold Pinter, yes. Yes. Anyone else?
Eugene Ionesco.
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 Yes. Anyone else?
N.F. Simpson.
N.F. Simpson. Yes. Anyone?
Early Brecht.
Early Brecht.
Arthur
Yes. All right. Right. Can you name any plays written in that style? Yes. Yes. Anything else? All right. Anyone? Yes.
Waiting for Godot.
No, waiting for Godot. Anybody else? Any other plays?
Clouds.
Clouds. Good. Excellent. Anyone else?
The caretaker had given
Yes, but that's not really absurd enough. Yes, that's fair enough, fair enough. Yes! Anything else? Yes? Rhinoceros, anybody else?
Silence.
Yes? Didn't stand English.
Dream Date has like a story. It does go into fantasy sometimes, but like the Uber and any absurd place is like always in fantasy and it could be upside down. The author's like got very vivid imagination. Goes further than normal.
Yes.
Makes everything.
There's something very different between The Unconsulted Sorcerer and Dream Date that is totally different to this Voodoo play.
Not There's singing in it.
Yes! One's an opera and one's a musical.
Yes.
This isn't. Piece of group work, wasn't it?
Yes.
What did you all find easy? Anyone?